Standard artificial intelligence models typically process massive amounts of data inside a closed system to produce a single answer. While this works in low-stakes environments, a monolithic model operating as a sovereign black box creates an unacceptable liability in a clinical setting. Medicine operates with zero margin for error. A single hallucination, where an AI confidently fabricates a medical fact or misinterprets a patient's chart, leads to catastrophic outcomes. Patient safety and clinical domain authority require constraints that large language models cannot provide on their own. A large language model, or LLM, is a type of artificial intelligence trained on vast amounts of text to generate responses based on statistical probability rather than actual understanding. Raw computational power creates operational danger when it lacks structural, embedded governance. Success in clinical healthcare requires a system of specialized agents, governed and orchestrated with a rigor that standalone AI models cannot replicate. The Florence X civilization architecture provides this structure. It is an 8-layer AI venture stack designed specifically for human-directed healthcare. This stack transitions healthcare from isolated AI software tools to automated, governed operational infrastructure. Under this doctrine, safety must be embedded directly into the execution infrastructure rather than relying on human oversight added at the end of a process. We will analyze this ecosystem by sequentially constructing it from the foundational human axiom down to its economic output. This 8-layer topography allows for the safe deployment of autonomous multi-agent systems, networks where multiple specialized AI programs coordinate and execute tasks independently within heavily regulated environments. Layer 0 is the bedrock of the system. Humans are the absolute source of authority, and every workflow traces back to human intent. AI is a tool, never a sovereign actor. Layer 1 is the Intelligence Interface Network, or IIN. This is the civilization-scale membrane that connects society to these AI systems. The IIN functions as a funnel for knowledge distribution and talent discovery, capturing real-world feedback to evolve the rest of the stack. Nested inside this interface is Layer 2, the Nurse Intelligence Network, or NIN. Within the NIN, clinical nurses are trained to become active AI practitioners and system operators. This specialized pipeline provides a distinct advantage. Nurses understand the operational bottlenecks and safety constraints that external software engineers cannot replicate. Drawing talent from this pool ensures that domain authority is structurally embedded into the ecosystem before any code is executed. Ultimately, safe clinical AI must be surfaced and directed by experienced practitioners standing firmly at the top of the stack. The ecosystem's structural firewall begins at Layer 3, the Nursing AI Operations Institute, or NAIO. NAIO acts as the institutional authority, registering agents and setting compliance policies like HIPAA. HIPAA is a federal law requiring the protection and confidential handling of sensitive patient health information. Real-time operational enforcement happens at Layer 4, EDINA, the Ethical Decision and Navigation Architecture. EDINA classifies actions into risk tiers. The green tier allows low-risk actions to execute fully autonomously without human review. The yellow tier requires the AI to draft a solution that a human nurse must then review and authorize before execution. Red tier actions are high risk and are immediately blocked. They require senior clinical sign-off and cryptographic audit logging to proceed. Cryptographic audit logging uses mathematics to record events in a way that prevents them from being secretly altered. Every action follows a specific protocol. The AI drafts, the nurse reviews, the nurse authorizes. EDINA evolves its WISC models dynamically based on operational feedback and protocol updates from NAIO. Embedding EDINA into the automation layer physically prevents non-compliant autonomous execution. Actions that clear the governance gates enter Layer 5, the Intelligence Orchestration Infrastructure, or IOI. The IOI is the technical backbone, housing agent registries, institutional memory, and vector databases. A vector database is a specialized system that lets AI search and retrieve data based on meaning rather than simple keywords. Layer 6 is the Florence X Agent Orchestration Conductor, which operates inside this infrastructure. Florence X acts as a dispatcher. It routes complex tasks to specific NAIO certified specialist agents rather than performing the work itself. It uses collaborative swarms for parallel processing and router patterns for sequential logic. Every multi-agent workflow coordinated by Florence X is continuously routed back through the ADINA risk classifications. This powerful architecture provides immense operational leverage, allowing incredibly small human teams to seamlessly conduct massive specialized AI workforces. The strength of Florence X lies in the coordinated execution of specialized agents under strict governance. At the base of the architecture is Layer 7, the Nurse Intelligence Network Incubator, or 9-squared. 9-squared is the venture development engine that operationalizes the stack into commercial products. This layer produces AI-native, vertical SaaS companies for specific healthcare workflows. SaaS, or Software as a Service, is a model where applications are hosted in the cloud and accessed over the internet. These ventures possess an architectural moat built on deep workflow memory, automation history, and strict data governance. 9-squared draws talent from the IIN community, transforming clinical nurses into venture founders. The output of this stock is automated operational infrastructure built by human domain experts. The entire ecosystem functions as a continuous dynamic loop. Humans decide the mission, the IIN explains the narrative, and the IIN organizes the clinical community. NAIO governs the protocols, ADINA risk classifies every action, and the IOI enables the infrastructure. Florence X conducts the agents, and 9-squared commercializes the workflows, while feedback from the field evolves the entire ecosystem. Ensuring safety and efficacy in clinical AI requires rigorous, embedded organizational and technical ecosystem design. In the era of clinical automation, the most valuable asset is the embedded human domain authority conducting the system.